Shots fired at one of the Phoenix Suns star players as Dennis Schröder calling out Kevin Durant, calling him weak for a social media post Kevin Durant made after winning the gold medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics. We're going to break down this beef and figure out where it all began and what's going on now right here on Suns Digest. My name is CJ Pierre. What's the beef, guys? What's going on here? Why is Dennis Schröder coming at KD? We're going to break it all down right here for you guys. So we got a pretty jam-packed show for you guys and a surprising name, coming to KD's defense here. We're going to get into that just after this. We noticed that about 82% of you guys are watching our videos, but you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. If you want to make sure you're keeping up to date with all of the latest Suns news and updates, make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom there so you don't miss a thing. Now, let's get into this. Dennis Schröder calls Kevin Durant weak. Now, uh, a lot of you guys, you're basketball fans, just sports fans in general, you know that calling someone weak is just not something that you say. That's not those are them's fighting words, if you will. That goes right along with calling somebody soft. It is just not really something that you just go off and say to someone. But Dennis Schroeder coming out and just basically saying that calling Kevin Durant weak, and just not mincing words with it. So let's get into kind of where this all began. It was a response to a social media post that Kevin Durant made in response to something Dennis Schroeder made while in Paris. Now, Dennis Schroeder, it was a member of the national team for Germany that actually placed fourth in the Olympics, losing in the bronze medal game to Serbia. But Dennis Schroeder had some kind of interesting comments that he made ahead of the United States gold medal game against France. Now, Dennis Schroeder would go on to say that European basketball is not entertainment. It's straight IQ basketball. It's straight coaching, just kind of meaning that the international game is very different from the NBA game. He also went on to say that really, really high IQ guys know how to play the game. Now, that kind of talks into more of the different rules that are in place in international basketball as opposed to the NBA. One of those things, for example, is there's no 3 seconds in international basketball. A big man can stay in the lane guarding the paint for as long as he wants in international play, but in the NBA, he can only be in the paint for 3 seconds if he's not guarding anyone. Now, this that was his quote. He talked about, there being IQ and it's not entertainment. Kevin Durant, after winning the gold medal with the rest of the US team, went on to tweet this on X. He said entertainment and IQ along with a picture of Team USA posing with their gold medals after their victory. Now, Dennis Schroeder then sees this and very recently went on a Twitch stream where he went on to basically troll Kevin Durant, call him weak for his response to that. Let's just kind of look at the exact words that Dennis Schroeder used. He said they won. And Kevin Durant tweets high IQ and entertainment that we showed you. For me, that's just being weak. You're that type of a star, and you have to say something to a person like me who not even meant it to be negative. It was just what I see from both sides. I didn't appreciate it. I don't care, but at the end of the day, that tweet or whatever you posted was because of me. For me, it was never no negative stuff. I respect all of those guys, all goats, but to say that tells me how weak he is as a person. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Not everybody is strong. Not everybody is in a good place. That's that's pretty strong words from Dennis Schroeder right there. Just really just even doubling down on the weak comment for Kevin Durant. Now, we don't really know of any real history of problems or issues between Schroeder and Durant. I don't recall any like on-court altercation, any other like social media back and forth of one of them saying something in public about the other. They were never teammates. Schroeder had some time with the Oklahoma City Thunder, but that was a few years after Kevin Durant had left to go join the Golden State Warriors. So there wasn't like a, teammate thing where they had not meshed together well on the court. So I don't really know where this kind of comes from, or if there's any like residual beef. I think this is just Schroeder stating his opinion on what he thinks about Kevin Durant and just kind of really going off in that sense. And it just really, I mean, from my perspective, just really seemed unnecessary. I don't think Kevin Durant was, coming at Schroeder necessarily. I think he was just saying, "Hey, we can be entertaining and we have a high basketball IQ and we won the gold medal," which Kevin Durant has proven to be able to do. It's his fourth gold medal. It's not like he was in his first year. He knows the international game. He's been with Team USA through FIBA World Cups and Olympics. So to say that the United States doesn't necessarily have um the IQ to do it just didn't really even seem like a necessary comment to begin with. So Kevin Durant has yet to really respond to Dennis Schroeder's comments, but someone else came to the defense, and it is quite a surprising name, if I do say so myself. Stephen A. Smith defending KD in this moment. Now, if you keep up with NBA circles throughout the years, you know that they're not necessarily that there's a beef between Stephen A. Smith and Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant has called out Stephen A. Smith for some of his comments, most notably recently, in regards to the trade rumors that the Phoenix Suns were interested in trading Kevin Durant, were thinking about trading Devin Booker, that Stephen A. Smith went on First Take to talk about, and Kevin Durant just basically called that a flat out lie. And so there's been some tension in that regard, but Stephen A. Smith went on First Take and he defended KD in this instance and reacting to Dennis Schroeder calling Kevin Durant weak. And he straight went on First Take and said, "How dare you say something like that about Kevin Durant?" Now, Stephen A. Smith, is known for his rants, known for getting pretty animated. And he did not hold back and comment going in on Dennis Schroeder here. He said that one of the things said, "I saw this and I said about Dennis Schroeder, what the hell is wrong with you? First of all, you've got no business calling Kevin Durant weak. Let's call Kevin Durant what he is. He's one of the greatest players in NBA history. Kevin Durant was simply making a point. We have both, and he's qualified to say that because he's the most celebrated Olympian in history in the sport of basketball, okay? More so than LeBron James, more so than Steph Curry, more so than even Carmelo Anthony, certainly more so than Dennis Schröder." That coming from Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith went on to say later that the bigger issue is this need to talk about Kevin Durant like he's just somebody. We got to put a stop to that on First Take right now. Somebody who, if we open our eyes and pay attention to and warrants consideration, at least in these GOAT Mount Rushmore discussions, it would happen to be Kevin Durant. Dennis Schroeder, you can't shine Kevin Durant's shoes. You can't do it. You're just not that guy. So Stephen A. Smith not holding back on Dennis Schroeder, telling it like it is in terms of where Dennis Schroeder's quote unquote place is in terms of the NBA hierarchy. And personally, uh, I kind of got to agree. I don't think that Schroeder really has a lot of leg to stand on when it comes to Kevin Durant. I think he's kind of piggybacking on some of these past situations of Kevin Durant responding to trolls on social media, troll responding to his critics, and basically letting himself voicing his thoughts and his opinions on what people are saying about him. And I don't necessarily think that's weak. I don't think that's a sign of weakness responding to criticism in a way that you feel you need to do. Not everyone has to go out and respond to every tweet or every mention that happens to them. If KD is one of those people, that doesn't necessarily mean he's weak. It hasn't prevented him from being able to reach the mountaintop in the NBA. The guy's a two-time NBA champion, former league MVP. So in terms of if you're talking like mental toughness, particularly, I don't think Kevin Durant is someone who doesn't have that. He's a guy who's been known to be a hard worker, someone who comes in, one of those, first one in, last one out when it comes to working on his craft. He has basically improved his game from, when he was a very young age, particularly when he was in Texas, moving into when he was drafted by the Seattle Supersonics, then constantly continuing to get better and better and better until he became a champion in this league. Almost single-handedly carried the Brooklyn Nets to NBA Finals run. If it had not been for his big toe being on the line, they would have had a chance to beat the Milwaukee Bucks, and maybe they are the ones who end up winning the championship that year that the Bucks ended up beating the Phoenix Suns. We'll never know, but he was fantastic in that series, despite all the stuff that was going on with James Harden and Kyrie Irving. And Kevin Durant is someone who has dealt with so much scrutiny and criticism, most of it unwarranted, and to say that, or hint that he's not mentally tough, to me doesn't seem like it is the right move. For a guy like Dennis Schroeder, who himself is a journeyman in the NBA, and he necessarily, I mean, he's got an NBA championship in his own right. He won one with the Los Angeles Lakers, but I don't think that he puts himself in the position to be someone to kind of, really talk about KD like that. I don't think that it is, very tasteful. I don't think it's gives the right look about Dennis Schroeder, especially coming after a guy who was one of the main cogs in reasons why the United States ended up going on and winning a gold medal. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't, again, I don't think it's very tasteful. I don't love it. I just think that it's a kind of a comment just based in response if he felt like he got called out. So basically, he decided to call out Kevin Durant, and in the context of what Schroeder's saying, is Kevin Durant the weak one here, or are you the weak one here, Dennis Schroeder? I mean, I don't know. I mean, to my opinion, if you want to respond to your critics and that allows you to continue to excel and do what you do, by all means, go ahead and do it. But I just think, going off and calling someone weak again, which is them fighting words on the basketball court. I don't love it. I don't like the look, and I don't think Kevin Durant's weak. I think he's just someone who thrives off people doubting him, thrives off people who look try to make him seem like less than what he is. I think he's someone who is comfortable in his own skin, is proud of his accomplishments, and proud of what he's able to do. And it looks like he's someone that's going to be moving forward. He hasn't even responded to these weak comments from Schroeder. So he may at some point, and if he does, we'll have it right here for you guys here on Suns Digest. See if we can follow this beef any further. Maybe we can track when they might play this season, see if that kind of talk comes up. But I don't know. But that's all I got for you guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about these comments Dennis Schroeder made about Kevin Durant? Let us know in the comment section below. Until then, we're going to be continuing to break down Suns news and cover what the team is going to be doing as they lead into training camp ahead of the upcoming season. If you want to make sure you keep up to date with all of the latest Phoenix Suns news, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. That's all the time I got for you guys this time. My name is CJ Pierre here for Suns Digest, and we will see you next time. And go, Phoenix Suns.